Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you Marvel October 2026 Solicitations. And it was really kind of strange. It's like, okay, Comic-Con's going on, and we get these. No DC ones yet. I will go into a little bit of the IDW ones, but it's like, alright, let's crack into these and see what kind of interesting stuff is that we'll be getting in October. So, let's start off with IDW. We got like Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Coastal Chaos Issue 2. That looks kind of gnarly there. It's like, alright. The Turtles' beachside adventure continues in this issue. Sharks can sense a drop of blood in the water, and if the mutant shark Armagog gone has his way, the Jersey Shore will run red. He doesn't just have it out for the Turtles. He wants to sink his teeth into the Big Apple itself. He's got a scheme for revenge and it's going to make a splash. Alright. Journeys issue 15. That looks kind of nuts. We got a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff going on. Let's see. Shredder issue 13. This seems to be enter the city that never dies. It's time for Shredder to test his mettle, the mettle of his new army, so he throws them into the onslaught of the undead in an assessment mission only he can devise. But as with everything the Shredder does, there's more to his plan than first meets the eye. And of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 23. The undead take over New York. As the veil between worlds fully collapses and droves of undead Foot Clan, Purple Dragons, and others try to take the city from the living, the Turtles must split up to have any hope of stopping the onslaught. Meanwhile, Baxter Stockman makes a dangerous new ally, and Shinigami must decide where her true allegiance lies. And then, of course, Jason Aaron Deluxe Edition. Nice there. Ongoing Compendium Volume 3. Nice. Always good to have that kind of stuff going on. Let me see. Then pretty much some more kind of collections. Of course, the Naruto X Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles manga edition. They have a lot more kind of like manga edition things kind of going on. Some Star Trek ones kind of going on. Star Trek 0 Point Issue 1. This tie-in series to Star Trek 2026 starts here. From Nebula and Hugo award-winning writer Charlie Jane Anders' New Mutants, Lessons in Magic and Disaster, and artist Isaac Sanchez Gonzalez, TMNT Godzilla comes an extremely classified mission. A starship graveyard on the moon. A captain haunted by failure. A mission that could change the future of the Federation or end it entirely. Rafi Muskir takes command of the USS Endeavour and is immediately handed a classified directive from Starfleet. Follow the guidance of a powerful, untested AI built from mysterious technology recovered in the Epsilon corridor that can predict threats before they happen. But these missions aren't exploration, they're a gamble. As systems fail, pressures mount, and missions spiral out of control, Rafi must decide who to trust, her crew or the machine guiding them, because some discoveries are better left buried, and some warnings come too late. That actually sounds interesting, and I actually really like the cover art there. Star Trek The Last Ship, issue 12. Godzilla Kaisei Era, issue 14. That is a crazy looking cover there. The power of the King of the Monsters, the rage of a scorned teenager. Can anyone stop Energy Godzilla? Godzilla has returned to New York City. One might think that Jason's influence might stop Godzilla's rampage, but it seems his rage has only fueled the king of the kaiju. Can Nuki and Rumi get to the heart of the problem before Jason has real blood on his hands? What is Jason's end goal in this new wave of destruction? Meanwhile, Lamet and Onishi grow closer and closer to their goal, destroy it. Let's see. Revenge of the Dead Zone, issue 1. That is gnarly. The Wanderer is held captive by G-Force. Far, far away from his home in the Dead Zone, the Wanderer is captive in New York City. As he's poked and prodded by a team of scientists, he'll fill in the gaps of his mysterious past and learn of the government's true plans for the future of the Dead Zone. Join Ethan S. Parker, Griffin Sheridan, and Pablo Tunica as they return to the Dead Zone in this 5-issue miniseries. Okay, interesting. Starship Godzilla Invasion X. God, that's really kind of cool. Issue 1, Starship Godzilla receives a massive upgrade as a galactic invasion begins. The crew of Starship Godzilla may have won their first battle against the Zillions, but in doing so, they've started the war. As they reckon with their actions, they find themselves in need of upgrades for their ship, with bounty-seeking M-Space Hunter Nebula aliens hot on their trail. Meanwhile, the Zillions put together the final pieces for their new cosmic kaiju weapon. Join Chris Gauch and Oliver Ono in this 5-issue follow-up to the fan-favorite Starship Godzilla series. Oh, they've already kind of like gone into that. The Horror of Godzilla, issue 3. And then collections that are going on there. And manga style editions too. It's like, oh, that's cool. 30 Days of Night. Sonic the Hedgehog issue 91. Nice there. Burning hot with power, Blaze the cat has lost control of her mind to the conniving Blackwood the Ermine, who commands her to hunt and battle Silver the Hedgehog. Now, Silver and his new companion Dapple must race through the ever-changing hallways of the Castle Colossus to stop Blackwood, save Blaze, and free the townspeople trapped as servants. With the very ground they step all working against them, can our heroes save the day this time? The spooky arc on the road to 100 closes with a dramatic issue focused on fan-favorite Silver and Blaze, plus some extra special covers on our 91st issue to celebrate Sonic's first appearance in 91. That's kind of cool there. Alright. And Sonic the Hedgehog X Godzilla issue 3. Nice crossovers there. The Rocketeer Infiltrator issue 4. And a poster book. You'll Never Leave This Place Alive issue 1. That's kind of gnarly. IDW Dark. Let's see. Some interesting ones there. Hello Kitty. Yeah. Hello Kitty and Friends, Hello World issue 3. As everyone's favorite things go missing, all eyes are on the chaos-loving Kurumi. But Hello Kitty has a hunch. Analyzing the photos she has taken throughout this very series, Hello Kitty pieces together that Kurumi couldn't be at fault, making her into a fast ally. When another iconic accessory disappears, Hello Kitty, My Melody, and Kurumi set a trap to figure out once and for all who is behind this. However, their scheme just might put the world's most famous bow on the line. Interesting. Cool. Let's see here. Top shelf. Then we get Alien books with like Valiant, Exo, Man O' War, Black, White, and Gold. It's a pretty cool cover there. Let's see here. Bloodshot. Tarzan Beyond. Yeah, that's some interesting kind of stuff there. And that's that. So let's crack into the Marvel ones. Yeah. All right. This is, of course, where we're getting into a lot of the Midnight ones. We pretty much kind of brought up on this. It's going to be on $5.99 with the whole vampires and mutant empires. We'll see what's kind of going on there. Fantastic Four. We get a little bit more look of the covers and what's kind of going on with them. Let's see. An obsessive scientist delves into the secrets of the universe, perhaps left best unknown to humankind, leaving himself and 3 others warped in strange and horrifying ways. What horrible secrets lie in the new dimensions they have discovered, and can humanity to survive the discovery? And these are like 40 pages. Yeah, both are 40 pages, $5.99. Of course, we get a look at the Spider-Man one, which looks gnarly there with the spider on the chest and all that. It's like, okay, that's kind of freaky. All right, let's go here. We've got Captain America issue 16 and Avengers Armageddon issue 5 and 5. Cap, who will rule hell? After the battle for Hell's throne reaches its dramatic climax, Steve Rogers realizes he may have chosen the wrong side. The effects of the war spill out into the living world, bringing the Marvel Universe to the edge of Armageddon. And then, of course, Avengers Armageddon issue 5 and 5. Darkness Before the Dawn, the fall of the Avengers, the point of no return. After the cataclysmic events of Avengers Armageddon issue 4, the world is torn asunder. Humanity turns against superheroes. And for David Colton, what is the price of all that great power? See where the pieces fall in preparation for Chip Zdarsky and Mark Cicchetto's Avengers. Avengers issue 1. Okay. Wolverine Paradise. That looks kind of gnarly there. Issue 1 of 5. $4.99. Doom All in One. Some very different kind of covers there. Issue 1. It's a one-shot. Let's see. For decades, Dr. Doom challenged the demon Mephisto as only Doom would dare, for the freedom of his mother's soul. This is the tale of his greatest such challenge, as Doom battles the entire Marvel Universe across the searing flames of perdition itself. Does the Marvel Universe has a hope in literal heck? Find out, Doom believers, across 50 widescreen, landscape-oriented splash pages of the eschatological brawl to end them all. 64 pages, $7.99, Al Ewing and Alessandro Capuccio. Yeah. And then we got Venom issue 1. This is interesting because this also kind of got linked out. We'll talk about that because I'm waiting for San Diego Comic-Con to end before I kind of go into all that. So issue 1, Charles Soule, Tommaso Bianchi, They are Venom. Eddie Brock and Venom are reunited, and it feels so good. After years apart, once again they are Venom, and Eddie is not going to let this opportunity go to waste. He's determined to be the ultimate host for the symbiote, be the hero he knows he can be, and he's not going to let any other superhero say otherwise. And 32 pages, $4.99, and then we get this like trick or treat read. The first issue of the Infernal Hulk, and Spidey and His Amazing Friends issue 1. So it's pretty much just a rething of that for like Halloween kind of thing. It's like interesting. We'll see how that kind of works out. There is some also other interesting Halloween stuff that I will be looking into for this, mainly the Spidey one. The Infernal Hulk versus the Fantastic Four issue 1. Let's see. Yeah, this is easier, and it since it's a bigger screen, you can less of the kind of glare on there. Let's see. New York under siege. Infernal Hulk's ultimate target is revealed. Reed Richards' mysterious, immaculate engine, a supernatural machine in the Baxter Building that could destroy Hulk's army in a single blow. Can the Fantastic Four resist Infernal Hulk's corruptive power, use the machine and save Earth, or will they be the next monstrous recruits in Hulk's Infernal Avengers? It's like, that's not good. Fantastic Four DNX. Fantastic Four issue 18. The Fantastic Four are lost with no memory of who they are or why they're there, but now they know they need to find out fast because Magneto's life hangs in the balance. Damn. But without identities or a clear understanding of their powers, the FF are as much a danger to themselves as they are their opponents. The FF fight foes they've never fought before. Plus, in this issue, Ben gets dunked in acid. It hurts a ton. All this plus romance, kissing, the Beast and Johnny and Ben getting some real talk in about their relationship. It's the conclusion to our DNX tie-in that you won't want to miss. Okay, interesting. There's DNX issue 3 of 5. While 3K's counterstroke has shocked the X-Men, Philadelphia is no less in the shadow of disaster as the chairman's spoil sport plan comes into effect. The X-Men must look to the least of their number while the Fantastic Four fight against time to deliver the data that can save the day. Interesting. X-Men issue 39. Man, X-Men's interesting, but you would have to be just devoted to X-Men at this point because of everything going on. While the X-Men do battle in Philadelphia, enemies put their sights on the X-Men's home base, the factory in Alaska. But the factory is not defended. John Greycrow is an army unto himself. And then, I didn't want to hit that. Oh, thank God. Issue 40. Alone on what could be a flying tomb, Psylocke stalks a mysterious monster on a solo mission for answers, but the answers she finds may raise only further questions. 2 of Apocalypse. Issue 3 of 5. Gambit Gone. I really like that cover art there. 2 of 5. The Uncanny X-Men. Wolverine getting fucked up there. Issue 37. After the shocking events of Wild Ride, some of the Uncanny X-Men take a much-needed break to recover and lick their wounds, leaving the Wolverine to stand watch over them in their vulnerable state. But the hag, Sarah Gaunt, has a bone to pick with the survivors, an adamantium bone, and will just one X-Men be enough to stop her bloodthirst for revenge? Our most brutal story yet, Claws vs. Claws. X-Men United, seeing Jubilee and Blade, it looks like. Issue 8. The Daywalker Blade came calling at Grey Matter Lane when his daughter Bloodline went missing. But as the X-Men have helped to investigate, her disappearance has gone from suspicious to downright terrifying. Who's behind a spat of recent deaths in Atlanta? Which mutants are to blame? Even more importantly, what previously unknown mutant conspiracy hangs above it all, pulling the strings? Inglorious X-Force issue 10. Cool there. Generation X-23. That's a really good one for Laura there. Showing her feet claws as well. Yeah. Bishop. X-Men Outback. Gambit Wanted, issue 4 of 5. Punisher, issue 9. Black Hole pulls Deadpool and Punisher into his deadly trap as the Bad Pools and Bullseye make their own plays. The chaotic climax to the wildest crossover of the year concludes with a dramatic addition to Frank Castle's plans going forward, as well as Wade's fortunes. A can't-miss issue for readers of Punisher or Wade Wilson Deadpool. Aliens vs. X-Men, issue 2 of 5. Here we go. Amazing Spider-Man. Let's see. Issue 1001. Aftermath from issue 1000. Spider-Man goes to battle against Ravage, and Aunt May is caught in the middle, but as Spidey already lost the war. And then, of course, that's a really cool one. Spider-Man's fight with Ravage reveals shocking clues about the villain's origins, forcing Peter to confront the truth about the house that Spidey built. This time, Spidey's victory may come at too great a cost to Peter Parker. That's 1002. Okay. The Amazing Venom. Issue 2 of 5. Comeback is determined to get to Clintar, but for a simple bagman like Boomerang, that's easier said than done. But didn't they swear they weren't doing any space stuff? Regardless, this quest to get the heck off the planet takes them on a tour of Marvel heroes and villains, from Scarlet Witch to the Fantastic Four, and many more in between. Cool. We've got Miles Morales Spider-Man, issue 3. Let's see. Spider-Man made a mistake. He got in the way. Now Jeff Morales' past isn't just back to haunt him. Miles' friends and family could all end up as collateral. Jeff may be complicit in this villain's rise, but what role did the Kingpin of Crime play? And how can Spidey hope to stop a foe who can mess with Miles' own uncanny powers? Spider-Man Fire and Brimstone, issue 3 of 5. Punisher versus the Amazing Spider-Man, issue 4 of 5. And Long Way Home, issue 4 of 5. Amazing Visions, issue 1, and The Amazing Spider-Man Halloween Special, issue 1. Justina Ireland, Mike Hawthorne. Train yourself with tricks in this epic Halloween adventure. The trick? Hallows Eve tries to pull off her biggest heist yet, and Spider-Man's going to stop her before she imperils the entire 616. The treat? A new costume for Spidey, plus we have some Spidey secrets hidden away in this issue too. 32 pages, one shot, $4.99. I'm definitely looking into that. I'm like, alright, cool. Hallows Eve, Spidey, I'll work with it. That sounds cool. I'm down for it. And I liked what Justina Ireland was doing in the Deaths of Spidey, so I'm looking forward to that. The Punisher Showdown's Black Widow. Black Cat issue 15. Let's see here. In swings Spidey. The Amazing Spider-Man swings in to help Felicia Hardy Whitcheck's nose. A heist? Oh no, stop a heist, I think. Their relationship status has gone from enemies to lovers and everywhere in between, but this latest job threatens to place them firmly in enemies category. Alright. The Avengers, Meals to Astonish. It's like, okay. Iron Man Racing Towards Doom, which is like a thing with like F1 stuff. Nova, Return of the Rings. This is kind of interesting. Issue 1. Deemed too dangerous to remain on Earth, 10 rings of power were jettisoned off into the depths of space, but have since broken containment. Now, one of the rings returns to Earth with a brand new bear hell-bent on getting his hands on the sentient supercomputer Worldmind as his first step of galactic domination. His target, none other than Sam Alexander, aka Nova. Don't miss out on this Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. Cool. It's cool that they're bringing that kind of back in. Black Panther and Namor doomed. And, like, Scarlet Witch is also in there, too. It's like, what the fuck? Marvel Zombies Warzone. Issue 2 of 5. We got Doom Quest stuff kind of going on. 5 of 10. Captain Britain 50th Anniversary Special. Join us for the Golden Jubilee to commemorate 50 years of Brian and Betsy Braddock, champions of the multiversal Captain Britain Corps. Clarence Claremont, ooh, cool. And David Paulson weave a tale of Brian's earliest days defending the realm. Alan Davis shows what happens when you try to rein in a Braddock. And Dan Abnett and Kelsey Ramsey pit Betsy against the forces of Otherworld. Witness a can't-miss glimpse of at the past, present, and future of these powerhouse twins. Cool. 32 pages, $4.99. Thor 802. There's a place where angels gather in floating cities built purely for those with wings. Sigurd Jarlson has arrived at the highest point in this realm. Sigurd Jarlson cannot fly. Somewhere in heaven, a man with a hammer is taking the fall. That sounds nasty. We'll have to see how that kind of goes. Of course, Iron Man. Issue 10. Citizen V Unmasked. The new Citizen V has been stalking Tony Stark. Is he friend or foe? Can Citizen V protect Iron Man from Whiplash's final attack? And why has he taken on Baron Zemo's old Thunderbolt's name? Finally, in this issue, learn all his secrets and history with Iron Man. Cool. Daredevil. Issue 8. Fear grips NYC. Mr. Fear, that is. When a new drug infiltrates ESU, Matt Murdock faces a new challenge threatening the student body as Daredevil faces off against a resurfaced madman. The stakes continue to rise for DD in the runaway hit series by Stephanie Phillips and Lee Garbett. And if you haven't taken the plunge, leap in with this new arc and jumping on point. Here we got Jeff Blanchard. Issue 4 of 5. Godzilla conquers the multiverse. Punisher Fing Fang Boom? What the fuck? I love how we then see Miles, Odin, and fucking Punisher, like, what the fuck is going on? The Avengers of Doom unite as Doctor Doom, Miles Morales, Ghost Rider, and the Fantastic Four launch an all-out assault to save Asgard and Earth from the ultimate kaiju threat. Can Godzilla survive the Penance Stare, the mutant might of Krakoa, and the cosmic fury of the Bifrost? Will Mothra, Mecha Fing Fang Foom, and the new Marvel kaiju turn the tide, or is the multiverse doomed to destruction? That sounds insane. We got Mark Spector, Moon Knight, and I love seeing Clea and Robbie there with Blade and Daredevil. Issue 9. The Fall of the House of Monsters. Moon Knight made a bold and terrible gamble to try and save his allies, and the cost of it is about to come due. Can the newly forged Midnight Suns survive the fallout? Cool, Midnight Suns, yay! And then we'd get like Ultimate for Facsimile Edition, other kind of Facsimile Editions. That. Why are you putting Avengers issue 1 back in this thing? Unless, I mean, it pretty much just being like, alright, we already talked about it, and I thought it was coming out in like September, and it's like coming out in like November, which is like 11/4. It's like, alright, that's cool. Ooh, Spider-Man Kraven's Last Hunt. Extremis. Jason Aaron's God Butcher 4. And that's all that. So, overall, sounds like some interesting kind of stuff going on with IDW with the Turtles and like Sonic and all that. Marvel, it's like, all right, interesting new stuff. Sigurd having to deal with Heaven's like, oh my god, what's going to be going on here? Did I have any Doctor Strange stuff? I don't know, sometimes they do some weird stuff. We'll have to see how the Midnight stuff goes on. I'm intrigued to see the kind of fallouts and ramifications that we're getting from Armageddon and Cap in Hell and be like, maybe I shouldn't have helped Doom. Fantastic Four being taken on by the Infernal Hulk, and also what's going on with DNX. Hopefully the DNX kind of crossover doesn't really affect Fantastic Four too much. I'm really looking forward to seeing what we're getting the follow-up for Spidey, especially since we're getting Joe Kelly and Pepe Larraz doing the stuff after that as well, which I really like Pepe Larraz's art. I really loved getting the introduction of it from the Blood Hunt, and I just love what he's able to do with what he's able to do with Spidey. And a lot of interesting stuff. We'll see what kind of goes on here. I'm looking forward to learning about Citizen V with Iron Man. So, a lot of kind of cool stuff. So, tell me what you guys think in the comments below. You liked them? You didn't like them? You agree with me? You disagree with me? Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.